Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Steins Zero. In the last episode, Ruka brought Kagari back to the Future Gadget Lab after she started displaying certain inside knowledge as to the experiments that are going on at the Victor Convey University in America, specifically to do with brain activity and the creation of false memories. Yet Kagari herself has no recollection of ever visiting Victor Convey whatsoever, if indeed she ever did. This piqued Rintaro's interest enough to bring Maho Hyajo herself in order to verify this, and then Kagari just started acting strangely. For example, she referred to Maho as senpai, not entirely uncommon in Japan, but in America only one person ever referred to Maho as senpai, and that is Kurisu Makase. Come to think of it, when Ruka was preparing for tonight's meal, Kagari said that she had her own spoon. Her own personalized spoon, I might add. Which, again, is something unique to Kurisu Makase. And even the mention of Kurisu's name, Kagari seemed to react rather strongly to it, which is surprising. And yet somewhat disturbing, because she clearly has no real recollection of Kurisu Makase, nor any real attachment to that name. There was sweat on her forehead. Her headache might still be bothering her.
無理はしなくていい。急いで思い出す必要は。
このままにしとくのもなんだか気持ち悪い。
It's really a strange phenomena.
何か思い出せそうなんですか？わかんないから、オカリンさん、何か話して。
Well, I believe it's worth a shot.
一体何が何なん？
And Daru is as clueless as always. The fact that Kagari responded this strongly to Kurisu's name meant there had to be some sort of relationship. But what could there possibly be? The question was this: what had Kagari been doing ever since she separated from Suzaha in 1998? If she had never met Maho, did she ever meet Kurisu? Maybe she became friends with Kurisu and learned a lot about her. Then she got in Kurisu's stories mixed up with her own memories? Perhaps, but it's a bit of a stretch. Or I remembered the machine that Kurisu had developed in the Alpha World line and came up with a certain hypothesis. I quickly told myself that it was impossible. That machine does not exist on this world line. My eyes met Maho's. She nodded. Looks like we're doing this.
カガリ、じゃあいくつか質問させてくれ。
For now, I wanted to learn how much Kagari knew about Kurisu.
君の父親はどこにいる？
パパは死んじゃった。子供の頃に。
That response is indicative of Kagari herself, because Kurisu's father is Dr. Nakabachi, aka Soichi Makase, which I've brought up countless times now. But In the alpha world line he was living in Aomori, but in the beta world line he is currently in a 4x4 locale or the 8x8 locale, courtesy of his seeking asylum in Russia. If her memories were mixed with Kurisu's, he wouldn't say that. Those were Kagari's memories from when she was 10 years old. She said she remembered everything from before she was 10 years old. Seems to be the case. She only lost her memories after she'd separated from Suzuha in 1998. I'd have to go a little deeper.
それじゃあ栗ご飯と言ったら何を思い浮かべる？
Now here is the kicker. Her response will make or break this case.
何なの？
Indeed, on this world line we never really explained to Maho about Kurisu's at-channel activities.
答えてくれ、Kagari。
But that is the point of this question.
栗ご飯カメハメハ。
That was the response that we were looking for, and yet that response means that somehow Kagari has knowledge of something she shouldn't have. Everyone else seemed confused, but I felt as if my heart was about to stop. How could she know? Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha was Kurisu's at-channel handle. Not only did she keep that a secret, she almost never let anyone know that she posted on at-channel. She never would have told anyone. How could Kagari know something that only Kurisu should know? More sweat was pouring down Kagari's forehead. Ruka offered her a handkerchief, worried. Kagari nodded and took it.
タイムトラベルの主な理論がいくつあるか知っているか？
Another key question. Mahu is finally seeing where we're going with this line of questioning. Mahu looked like she wanted to say something, but I motioned for her to stay quiet.
11
Indeed. That is the right answer. Kagari spoke clearly, as if the answer was the most obvious thing in the world.
全部で11。あれ違ったかな？
Somehow she's saying these things without consciously being aware of them. So she knows them, but she doesn't know them, per se. I certainly hadn't expected much when I asked the question, and I certainly hadn't expected that. The terrifying possibility I'd thought of earlier was becoming more and more real. It was impossible. It had to be. The more I tried to convince myself, the more my fears grew.
11の理論を具体的に説明できるか？
Taking it to the next level.
それからブラックホール理論に高速理論。
Neutron star theory, black hole theory, light speed theory.
タキオン理論、ワームホール理論、エキゾチック物質理論。
Tachyon theory, wormhole theory, exotic matter theory. Kagari was counting with her fingers and speaking with very little
宇
hesitation.
宙紐理論、量子重力理論、セシウムレーザー光理論、
Cosmic string theory, quantum gravity theory, cesium laser theory.
素粒子リングレーザー理論、最後にディラック反粒子理論。
Elementary particle ring and laser theory, and lastly, Dirac antiparticle theory.
全部合ってる。
Indeed they are, and Rintaro knows this all too well. Maho's voice was hoarse.
ねえ、岡部さん、私どうしてそんなこと知ってるんだろう。
We have a sneaking suspicion as to how Kagari knows this, and as for how Rintaro knows this, well, if you've been following my Steins Gate Let's Play, you will have seen on the Alpha World line, not that it was known at the time, that of a certain lecture that Kurisu Makase gave about the theories of time travel to which Rintaro Okabe was privy. Of course, at the time, from Rintaro's perspective, Kurisu Makase was dead and then suddenly alive again, miraculously it seems. Kagari looked like she was about to cry a little.
もう一つ聞くが、
One final question.
それらの理論を用いてタイムマシンは作れると思うか？
Let's see what she says about this.
できないと思う。
ほう。
That would be the most logical answer. Even Kurisu said as such.
でもこの11の理論では作れないけど、今後の科学の発展次第ではできなくもないじゃないかな。
That answer is quite foreboding,
どうしてそう思う？
in more ways than one.
どうして？それはね、どうしてだろう。
It seems that Kagari doesn't know why she gave the answer that she gave. But you'll remember earlier in this Let's Play, Rintaro asked that very same question of a certain someone else. A certain someone else that is an artificial intelligence. In other words, Amadeus Kurisu, who gave, in fact, she gave the exact same answer that Kagari gave just now. Of course, it goes without saying that in the Alpha World line, Kurisu's answer was different because of the cancellation of Nakabachi's lecture.
じゃあ質問を変えよう。その考え方に行き着いたのはなぜだ？
I actually wonder if she can answer this.
わかんないけど、ただなんとなく知ってたような。
Knowing without knowing. She knew, huh? That meant that the knowledge existed inside her. But why did she have that knowledge? Had she been to Victor Convia at some time in the past and met Kurisu there? Maybe they were close friends. So close that Kurisu would share her @channel nickname, which she never told anyone, not even Maho herself? And then perhaps she mistook what she'd heard from Kurisu for her own memories. That possibility only goes so far. Of course, it was the most obvious possibility. But that would go against what Kurisu had said. Kurisu said she didn't really have any... Sorry, let me read that again. Kurisu said she didn't really have any close friends in America. She seemed to have developed a solid relationship with Maho at work, but the dark fear of my mind kept growing.
なあヒアジョーさん、アマデウスは凍結されたと言っていたが、アップロードされていたクリスの記憶データってまだ存在するのか？
The memory data for March 2010.
ええ、多分破棄はされていないはずだけど。
それってどれだけの人間がアクセスできたんだ？
ごく限られた人間だけよ。どこにも公表はしていなかったから。
Well, that's certainly true.
私やレスキネン教授、他に助手が何人か、そしてクリス。
As Maho says, only a few people could access that information.
ちなみにその記憶データを人間の脳に移植することって可能だったりするよな。
And there is the final question, the most important question. The question that we've been trying to reach this whole time, or rather, we've been trying to avoid reaching. And the reason that Rintaro brought this up in the first place is because he remembered Kurisu's explanation of how the time leap machine works in transferring a person's memories back to their past self. Of course, that has to be done through a cell phone, that person's cell phone to be precise. And there is always a very realistic possibility that someone else might pick up the cell phone and result in cross-contamination of memories.
Huh?
In the other world line, Maho herself, or Liskinen to be precise, had said something about that at the ATF seminar, and I had experienced it myself. Through a machine that digitized human memories, sent them through time, and then back to the same person's brain. The time leap machine. It didn't exist in this world line, but I'd once lived in the Alpha world line where it was developed in this very room. I used it far more times than I'd ever wanted to. That we did. And because of that experience, I came up with an idea. A terrifying idea. Another way to explain what was happening to Kagari now. And the only one that makes any real sense anymore. What we're getting at, Maho Hyajo, is that if Kagari never actually interacted with Kurisu Makase, yet somehow knows a lot of her personal details, there is only one other explanation. For whatever reason, Kagari Shina has certain memories of Kurisu Makase's life.
クリスなんだ。大学でヒアジョーさんのことを先輩って呼んでいたのもクリスだけだ。栗ご飯とカメハメハはクリスがアットチャンネルで使っていたコテハンだ。知っているのは本人以外だと
And here's Rintaro listing all the things that only Kurisu Makase had or knew.
クリスならビクトル・コンドリア大学の研究室のことも知ってる。マウス実験のことも知ってる。11のタイムマシン理論についても知ってる。
オカリンさん、どういうこと？
We're getting to that.
何が言いたいの？
俺の思いついた仮説だ。
I looked around the room at everyone, then back at Kagari.
カガリ、もしかしたら君の頭の中にはマキセ・クリスの記憶が移植されているかもしれない。
A very real possibility at that, given what we've just seen. But how? How could Kagari Shina have Kurisu Makase's memories?
かがりの頭の中にマキセ・クリスの記憶が入ってる。
And we're back in the lab with Suzuha. Suzuha didn't seem as surprised as I had expected her to be. Mahu and I had asked her some more questions after that. About Victochondria, about her research. Her answers were all over the place, as to be expected. Some things she knew, and some things she didn't. But some of the things that she did know were things that only Maho and Kurisu would have known. In the end, instead of being overturned, my hypothesis came out even stronger. All the questions seemed to tire Kagari out, and with Tanuji's permission, Rukugo took her home. Maho completely refused to accept what I was saying, but did say that it was possible, did say before she left that she would look into whether it was possible to transfer Amadeus' memory data into a human brain, and that is the possibility that lies before us at this moment. And that night, I explained the situation to Suzuha herself.
それってかがりが二重人格ってこと？
That isn't the case. Otherwise, Kagari Shina would believe that she's Kurisu Makase.
いや、そうじゃない。二重人格っていうのは、正確には乖離性同一性障害といって、誰かの中に別の人格ができることだ。言うなれば、今の自分に対する不満や不安から、自らの中に別の人格を作ってしまうようなものだな。
Once in a while, there would be a case where somebody would take the personality of the man or woman they admired, but usually it was a completely original one.
でも、かがりの場合は違う。
But as for Kagari Shina,
かがりの中にあるのは人格じゃない。文字通り、マキセ・クリスの記憶だけだ。クリスの記憶だけが彼女の頭の中に混在していると考えられる。
in fact, I would say that possibility is virtually 100%. Kagari's memories weren't overwritten. She still had them. So they had mixed together.
なるほど。2036年の技術ではそれは決して不可能な話じゃない。
Of course, Rintaro would say that that's also true of 2010.
じゃあ2036年からのタイムトラベラーであるかがりなら十分その可能性はあるということか。
But wait, that means one thing.
でもさ、かがりたんは10歳より前の記憶はあるわけっしょ？
Doe has a point there.
他人の記憶をぶち込まれるなんてことされたら、その時のこと覚えてるはずじゃね？
Not only that, but there's also the question of when this happened. If this happened in, say, in the 12 years that she's been missing, that would be one thing. But if this happened in 2036, something else could be going on here, adventurers.
たまに神様の声が聞こえるって言っていたような気がする。
That was when she pointed the gun at you and then left the time machine and disappeared into the year 1998.
幻聴か。それがクリスの記憶からにじみ出てきたものっていうのは考えられる。
I'm not so sure about that, Rintaro.
ただ未来はこの時代ほどのどかじゃなかった。物資も人も足りてなかったんだ。
Once again, the future was a very bleak place.
記憶を移植するなんていう技術は 実用化されているとしても軍の機密扱いだよ。
Funny you bring that up, because if memory serves, we went to a world line in which the World War III had already come to 2010, and for some reason or other, the American military had Amadeus in their possession.
一般人もしかも子供に使ったとは思えないな。
カガリは繊細孤児だった。 PTSD を治療するためにそういう技術が使われたということは。
That is a good question.
だからって他人の記憶を移植するのはさすがに変だ。
We find the answer to that, we find the answer to this whole case.
となると記憶のない時期、1998年以降にその移植が行われた可能性が高くなってくるが。
But once again, how could that have happened?
2036年なら可能でもさ、今の技術でできるもんなん？
クリスなら可能だろう。
Indeed. And in the Alpha World Line, she did do it, technically. She'd done it all by herself to make the time leap machine after all.
マキセ・クリスがカガリに自分の記憶を移植したって。
No, she only invented the technology through her
彼
theories.
女はそんなマッドサイエンティストみたいなことをする人だったの？
Interesting that you bring up the words mad scientist, but I believe this is it for this episode of Let's Play Steins Gate. Steins Gate 0, I should correct myself. When we return, adventurers, we shall do some more pondering about Kagari's situation, and then try to determine the cause of just how Kurisu Makase's memories were transferred into her consciousness and into her brain. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.